Hi, welcome to Tea Time Tuesday with your host Sean Catfish Wilson, and today we're out fishing. And this one's gonna be a long live. Um, but I gotta go grab my tea. All right. Cuckoo Cachoo. Got my tea. And today's tea is Chunning green tea. And it's the last of my Chunning green tea. Actually, I just might keep this one 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll just go to a other type of live, the vertical live. Excuse me, as a continuation. However, I must catch some bait. This little jig definitely worked a little bit better at the river pond area yesterday than it is here. It's not really a jig, it's a little fly that I tied. but just catch fish, so that's always a good deal. Alrighty, got one. This is a floppy fish. Uh-oh. Don't want to lose him. This is a long-eared sunfish. They're really, really pretty sunfish. This one's a female, I think. And I think she might be pregnant. So that's good. Alright. And this is the knife I'm using today. I thought I washed all the stuff off of it. Alright. Alright. So let's get this bait rigged up for y'all. Get my first catfish rig out. What's up, Josh T? Thank you for stopping by. How are you doing, man? Love you, brother. I'm here with you. Awesome. Thank you. So this is how I'm going to hook this little fella up. These aren't my favorite ones to use for bait. I mean, it's not because they don't work. It's just because they're real pretty fish. I was going to chop it and use it for fish bait, but I think I'm going to try and free line it live. Get it live on the live. right. I am the fish master. I like that one. Yeah. Love for everyone. That's what I say. And I forgot to measure that fish. Yeah, so you want to measure fish when you're at this specific lake. Um, I did a video on the regulations here. I don't know, I think near the beginning of the summer, but I'm pretty sure that one wasn't 6 inches long. I do have like a one of those wildlife and game magnetic. I think it's wildlife and game magnetic. There you go. Get magnetic tape, or yeah, tape measure. Just, well, more kind of like a ruler. I have it on my truck, like right in front of my toolbox. That way I can put the bunt the fish's mouth up against the toolbox, and then kind of like toolbox, and then kind of measure. This thing leaks a little bit, but I definitely believe that it's important to know your little laws. Like, every lake can be different. The state sets it. I'm gonna assume every state. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna assume every state sets their minimum requirements that everybody has to go by. So, like for instance, bass in Kansas, the limits krill length limit is 15 inches long. And that's anywhere in Kansas, on the creek, in the river, in the reservoir, unless otherwise stated. In my opinion, that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing in a way, because some of the smaller ponds and stuff, that's an active little booger. It's the hunt and the catch. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. I thought I was getting a bite, but then I had that fish free lined on there. It's a pretty big fish, so I might have probably should have thrown at least a half-ounce sinker on there. But hey, we'll see. Maybe it might work this way. Keep distracting myself from my topic here. So anyway, sometimes you get these smaller ponds that aren't fished enough, or they're just small, and they get stocked with largemouth bass, because that's a pretty common one. I've seen it with crappie too. I've seen like crappie ponds that are smaller crappie ponds, and all you catch is these fish like bass, about not even as long as my H2Go cup from Radina's local Tastes Better. fishing's good. The Sunfish King. All right. Yeah. And whatever that means. Pink Floyd. Awesome band, in my opinion. But anyways, sometimes a pond, even a lake this size, can get overpopulated with, like bass. If they get overpopulated, they're gonna stunt and be small. Crappie, if they get overpopulated, they're gonna stunt and be small. Catfish, I'm assuming is probably the same way. But most people that go the ponds to fish for catfish, they're going for food, and so they're gonna keep, and catfish don't have a limit, so that also could be a reason why that they don't get big in some places, is because they don't have a chance. But since bass have to be at least 15 inches long, crappie don't have a size limit, but they can reproduce really quick sometimes, a lot of times. Troost. Yep. And flathead catfish. In my opinion, I think that catfish, especially the flathead, should have like a krill limit, like a krill size length limit, like a slot limit actually. Like keep them between this size and throw the big ones back, throw the small ones back, so they get to at least breeding size. Because a lot of our places where there's blue mixed with flat and channel, the blue cats are kind of, they're invasive. They are somewhat of an invasive species. Yes, they are native around here, but that's mainly in the south. Yeah, south of the Kansas River is where you used to find them, but now they stock them in different places, so they're all over the place. And they reproduce pretty fierce too. Catfish can be a bad deal depending on where they are. Exactly. I mean, you go over to the East Coast and some of those creeks and rivers where they introduced flathead catfish, where what is an invasive species here is not there, and vice versa. So, like the white perch are invasive here. If you see a white perch, you're supposed to smash it. They eat when they get hungry. Yep, definitely. So, over on the East Coast, where flathead are not indigenous and they were introduced as a sports fish, they're invasive. What's up, Campfires and Dirty Tires? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I caught one, what'd I catch? Long-eared sunfish today. Oh, hey, cool, a turtle. Wonder if I can catch him. No, he already swam off. Little, striper turtle. Or red-eared slider, whatever they are. So this is what I'm happening to be using for. Yeah, I only caught one bluegill. You did? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I only caught one. Yeah, I haven't caught a bluegill, but the long-eared sunfish is in. They're both sunfish. My dad pulled in a 6-foot catfish. He told me that I've never seen one that big. Yeah, that'd be a pretty big catfish. I'd love to pull in the 6-foot catfish. I mean, I've pulled some catfish that's been from at least here to the ground on me, and I'm 5'6.5". Yes, I know what you're talking about. I catch those too. Cool, cool. Yeah, I love long-eared sunfish. They're real pretty. My favorite's flathead, or the sunfish species. My favorite one is a orange spotted sunfish. As far as like for a pretty looking fish, the orange spots are real pretty. Oh yeah, I've heard lots of stories about people noodling around here or going noodling and then ending up getting pulled under by big old flathead catfish. I do a lot of fishing on my YouTube channel. Do I have any mods in here? I don't know if I can share my live through the live, otherwise I would share it. I'd have to. I shared it out on the yesterday, I believe. No, I strongly disagree with noodling. I think it should be illegal in my opinion. Because when you noodle, a lot of times people are noodling for flathead catfish, and the fish they're taking out is a big male. Well, maybe a big male, but they're taking out the male catfish. And what he's doing is he's protecting the eggs until they hatch to up to 2 weeks possibly after they hatch. I believe at least a week that the male will stick around and protect the fry. So if you go in there and you noodle and you take that catfish out and you keep it, I mean, I release my catfish, but if like people go in there and they take like a 80-pound flathead out of a hole and keep it and eat it, they just killed a huge clutch of eggs. Whatever will bite on my hook is whatever I catch. I love. You know what? Yeah, I love catching any fish. Campfires and dirty tires. I agree with you 100%. But yeah, and see, that's my. I mean, I form my opinion based on what I know about the fish and what I've studied about fish over my years of fishing. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that's going to go out there and say, well, it doesn't really matter. They'll recover. But those are the same people, not all of them, but a lot of people will just keep everything they catch, regardless whether the state limit is 5 or 55, which is unfortunate. I might keep 1 or 2 catfish a year to eat, and normally it's a channel cat. Although that flathead I caught out of here a few probably about a month and a half ago now. That would have been a good eating size in my opinion. It was about a 10-pound flathead. Take it, take it. So fishing here off the dock, I'm trying to get the I can't see my line. Oh, there it is. Trying to get these bluegill to bite my little fly. They'll look at it, but they don't quite want to bite it. One of them looks like a pretty nice sized bluegill too. I don't remember exactly where you said you're from, but yep, definitely heard a bloop. I'm from Kansas and live in the Manhattan, Kansas area, so I'm fishing at a lake called Potawatomi State Lake number 2. And it's one of my favorite lakes to fish. Trying to catch another fish though before I have to end this live. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this specific live, but then I'm gonna go into a vertical live. Keep running. Because I want to kind of keep my tee times to where people are gonna view them. So I don't want somebody to try and view a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour tee time to see me catch a fish or not catch a fish. Yeah, no problem. You're welcome. I hope they don't come speeding across the lake like a bunch of jackoons. Yep, they're speeding across the lake. It's a no-wake lake. Okay, cool. They slowed down now. All right, 30 minutes. Okay, everyone who stopped by, I appreciate you stopping by. And peace and long life, my friends.